going on, guys and gals? Nothing real specific in this video for you today, but I figured we hadn't done it in a while, so it was time for a little just coffee and chit-chatting. So go grab you a cup and prop your feet up for a second. So a couple of things to go over, just want to pass on and share. First off, if you go to my community page on the channel, there's a video that I shared that my good buddy over at Mason Dixon Survivalist did. It's part one of what I'm hoping will be a series that he'll do with some further vids. The first one, short and sweet, but man, if you pay attention, there's a number of good little notes you can take in there, especially you guys that haven't done much of this kind of stuff before. So pay attention, take notes. The devil is in the details, which is why my drill sergeant in basic training was always such a big fanatic about attention to detail. So watch the details, guys. We get wrapped up in the big stuff, but the little details are sometimes where you really make your money. So check that out when you get a chance. What else? Obviously, you guys are all watching the news. You're watching world events. If you're not, you're wrong. Pay attention. Tons of stuff going on that should be on your radar to watch and be aware and be mindful of. Plenty of things happening that should have you working quite diligently towards your plans. Get set up. Get ready. That's going to be a broken record theme with me from now until whenever. So get used to hearing me repeat that ad nauseum. Get ready. There's stuff coming. Train. If you're not training, you're wrong. And you can do all kind of stuff training wise without spending a lot of money. And you can do a lot of stuff without using any ammo, anything like that. There's all kind of things you can train on that will be highly beneficial to you. What else? Oh, okay. So some upcoming videos. We'll dive into that real quick. I've got some upcoming videos. If I haven't made it live already, by the time you watch this one, I should have, but if I haven't made it live yet, I got a second video up on the Ultima Pro X jungle boots. I had to split that up into two videos, so this will be one update. There'll be a second update coming. I explain why in that video. So there'll be another one coming on that. Loving those boots. Something I haven't mentioned to you guys is, so a while back, I started noticing some issues with my waterproof danners. Now, if you've watched my channel for any length of time, you know, pardon me, you know that for me, my situation, I'm a big proponent of vented hot weather boots, even when it's wet and raining. I don't have a lot of uses for waterproof boots. However, there are times when I need a good pair of waterproof boots. It's the exception rather than the rule, but I still need a pair. Well, my danners are sadly no longer waterproof. The boots are still in fine shape. They're still perfectly servable with lots of life left on them, but they no longer like the water. So those are going to get relegated to backup status, storage status, cache status, something status. They're still going to be in the in the usable rotation, but they're not going to be my primary choice when I need a pair of waterproof boots. Like I said, because they're not waterproof. So that said, I do need a pair. I did manage to pick up 2 new pair from 2 different places, and I have been wearing them and using them, and I'll have videos up on both of those. Some interesting results with them as well. We'll touch on that in those videos. So you know right there, if you're interested in that, I've got at least 3 more boot videos coming. It is what it is. I still owe you guys a follow-up video with my Crossfire DG16 ruck. I did the initial video on it, and I've been telling you guys I was going to get out and get some, time under it, and I have, but I haven't been able to get video done yet on it. So that's on the list. Get out of here, fly. Where'd you come from? Again, so far, man, that DG16 rides like a Cadillac. It's scary how much weight you can put in that ruck and not know that you've got that much weight in it. Like, your back and hips won't know it, but boy, you could put enough weight in that thing that all of a sudden your legs would know it. I'm telling you that. You got to be careful with that thing because you can really load it down. Now, of course, you can't load it down as much as the Mark 7. The Mark 7 is just a freaking small apartment complex on your back. Go see my buddy Brent 0331's video on that one. I don't see myself getting one of those just because, man, I can put more in the DG16 than what I could possibly, want to take to go anywhere it is that I would personally be wanting to go on foot. So all my places I'd want to get to, I can do it with the 16 with room to spare. So there's that. And mind you, when I'm talking about the comfort on a lot of these packs, when I'm wearing it, remember, I've had 2 back surgeries. So if the ruck's going to be uncomfortable, I'm going to know it. I'm going to tell you because my back will tell me. While I'm sitting here talking to you, I just look over on the table and realized I got something else that I hadn't showed you guys yet, which, consider this a sneak preview. You'll be seeing a video on this at some point. Oh yeah, that's the new Primary Arms Gen 2 Micro. The Cyclops. Well, this is Gen 2 Cyclops. You guys know I'm a huge fan of the Gen 1 Cyclops. Didn't think that it could be made any better. Yeah, they proved me wrong. That Gen 2 Cyclops is legit. It doesn't replace the Gen 1 Cyclops. If you got a Gen 1 Cyclops and you like it, don't feel like you need to replace it. If you just want to, that Gen 2's, yeah, I'm liking that Gen 2. I'm showing you the box, but I've had it out playing with it a little bit, and I'm honestly having a hard time deciding which one of my guns with Cyclops on it I'm going to take off and replace with that one, because I don't know. That's going to be my go-to optic. I just got to figure out which of my go-to guns I'm going to put it on. So I'm going to have to get it on there. I'm going to have to, unfortunately, expend some ammo to get it zeroed and try it out, make sure everything's working like it's supposed to. And the only way to do that is to get it under some recoil and pull the trigger. So that'll be coming. What else? Oh, so the video that I mentioned at the start of this video that my buddy over at Mason Dixon, Survivalist, did. Some of you guys have been watching for years. You know that I did a scenario video, over 5 years ago. And I've had a number of other scenario videos that I planned on doing. I've still got those planned to do. I just literally have not been able to get around to it. And part of that's my fault. Part of it's just circumstance. But maybe my buddy JC's videos of what I needed, the little kick in the pants to kind of get mine done. We'll see. I'll be honest. I've had so much going on between just staying glued to the sewing machine, working, trying to get orders done from business, and then working with my folks at our other location, that I just haven't had any free time to get this other stuff done. You know, doing the videos isn't a job for me. It's just something I do on the side, you know, for y'all. So unfortunately, it kind of falls further down the priority list. But I still want to get those scenario videos done. I think there's some cool things that we can do that might help somebody out, you know. What else? Oh, yeah, let's touch on this real quick. So, you guys may or may not know, but I typically don't tolerate the keyboard warrior trolls very much. It's not often that I even entertain their stupid comments down in the comments section. Most of them just get blocked and ignored and moved on. But every once in a while you get a little gem. And you know, it's a dichotomy. Sometimes you want to engage those people because the asinine stupidity and the sheer arrogance is just at a level that, man, you just want to let the whole world see it. But at the same time, you don't want to give them what they're looking for. They're looking for attention. That's their biggest thing. None of them will admit it, but they are. That's why they make the comments that they do. They're looking for attention. And you don't want to give that to them because you're feeding what they want. But man, every once in a while, the temptation is there just to, you want attention? Fine, here you go. I'll give you all the attention you could want. I'm not going to name his name, channel. There was a guy commenting in one of my previous videos that he said that I looked like a surplus soldier that had raided a surplus store, and I was wearing my Bowman headset for my radio, and that I had stolen somebody's PlayStation 4 headset or something. And he also had took quite an umbrance to the fact that I was wearing Coyote Brown boots with woodland camo, and he informed me post-haste that you don't wear desert boots with woodland camo. So probably shouldn't have, but I engaged him in a couple of comments because at first I was curious, and it turns out he's a retired vaunted combat engineer. So, you know, we got to take those guys seriously. I mean, you know, they obviously know what they're doing. All the Green Berets that have shared that same video, some retired and some active, that really liked it, they didn't seem to have a problem with it. A couple of Ranger friends didn't have any problem with it. But what would those guys know? I mean, obviously they're a bunch of surplus soldiers too. I mean, you know, and my gear that I make at my business that I was wearing in the video, it's obviously at surplus stores everywhere. I mean, you can just find it dirt cheap at all those places. Oh, and the Coyote Brown desert boots with woodland camo. Yeah, okay, so I haven't been bound by AR 670-1 regulations since the early 90s, so I don't really give a flying flip what the regs are. I'll wear whatever I want. If you don't like it, kids, close your ears. You can piss off. I don't care. I'm going to wear what I want. Secondly, a boot is not designated as a desert boot simply by the color of it, okay? I don't know where that asinine stupidity came from, but whatever. brown boots actually work a lot better in the woods than black boots do. In fact, brown and tan works better anywhere over black of any kind. So yeah, no, not wearing black boots. I'll wear my tan and brown boots and let them get dirty and self-camo so that they kind of, you know, match the environment and terrain. But, oh, God forbid we actually do that, you know, because what would a surplus soldier know? And the other thing that really chaps my hide about people like that is because they're a retired vet, they think they can just go all bro vet on anybody else, never mind whether they've served or done anything, before they even know if that person served or done anything. I mean, seriously, is that what we've come to? See, back in my day, that was a thing you just didn't do. Like, I don't know, I don't get it. This is a new thing that's happened in the last 10 plus years or so that still boggles my mind. But anyway, there's that one. If you're curious, you can go check the comment section. I won't tell you exactly which one it was, but it was in one of my moving forward videos, if that narrows it down for you. You can go check that out if you want. Like I said, apparently retired combat engineers know more than what Green Berets, Rangers, LURS, and other very well experienced people know. Who knew? I mean, right? I learn new stuff every day, guys. I learn new stuff every day. So anyway, what else can we go on about here? I still got coffee left. I ain't even ran out of coffee yet. Oh, by the time you watch this, I should have a new video up on the UW Year channel. A couple of new patterns I'll be adding to the lineup. Go check that out if you're interested. What else? I've got a couple of companies that I've contacted about stuff that I'm interested in that I would like to show you guys, but I haven't heard back from them yet. So I don't know how that's going to go. So here's the thing about that, because this has happened before. If I'm interested in something and I offer to check it out, try it out, give you a little feedback, and show it off to you folks watching a little bit. If you don't want to, that's fine. I understand companies don't. My channel's not for everybody. But you could at least reply back to me and tell me, yeah, thanks for the offer, but, not interested. Okay, good deal. Thanks. Carry on. No skin off my back. Doesn't hurt me. Like I said, I don't do this for a living. I'm just trying to help you guys out as much as I can. You guys have blessed me with over 10,500 subscriptions, which is usually enough, that companies take notice and they want people to see their stuff. I'm not looking for free stuff. I'll buy stuff because if I'm buying it, I'm buying it because I want to use it for myself, and then if I like it, I'm just showing you guys what I like, what I'm using. It's a win-win. But I understand. But just let me know. It seems to me it would just be common courtesy to reply back when someone asks you something. I try to do that with my business. I mean, it takes time out of sewing, but I try to answer every single email that somebody sends me, no matter what it is. Unless you're an overseas, what's the word? Put it this way. If I have trouble reading your email because it grammatically make no sense, and you're a business trying to peddle me your wares, when oftentimes those wares are not in any way, shape, or form related to what I'm doing, you might not get a reply back. But individuals and customers and stuff, I try to reply to all of you. So, oh, Here's another thing we can rant about since I still have caffeine left. Told y'all this is going to be a coffee chat video, so most of you probably already turned it off now. You guys that are still watching, you guys are the hardcore ones. I like y'all. Y'all my kind of people. So this has been a rant I've touched on before, but we're just going to touch on it again. It absolutely chaps my hide to see people complaining and griping about buying things that are not made in America. Everybody wants to buy made in America. I'm going to buy that Chinese made crap. I'm not buying that foreign made crap. Hypocrisy is thy name. Do not tell me, do not preach to me, do not get on your soapbox and your absolutely hypocritical high horse about not buying and using something made in China unless you walk barefoot everywhere you go and you live in a log cabin in the middle of the woods that you cut the trees down and built with your own grubby little hands. Because in 2001, no, that's the right numbers, those are the wrong order. In 2021, see my brain's stuck back there. In 2021, you own and use on a daily basis products from countries all over the world, including China. The computer, the phone, the tablet, the whatever that you're watching this video on and commenting on has got parts in it somewhere that are made in China. Your house has got things in it somewhere that are made in China. There's a good chance the ammunition that you're shooting, the lead in it, in some way, shape, or form, has passed through China. Get over that. My point with saying all that is, you can't avoid it. We can want to. I would love to be 100% flag waving, buy nothing but American made stuff. I would love that. But there's no way we can afford it. Because we've let our government run taxes and stuff up so high to a level such that it's impossible for us to afford to make a lot of things in America because we couldn't, as consumers, buy them because they would be too cost prohibitive and too expensive. Thank you, federal government. Things have to be made overseas now. There's no way around it. There's no way around it. Here's the deal, guys. There's some good stuff made outside the U.S. I am all pro-America, flag-waving, red-blooded. But you know what? We're not the only country on the planet. We're not the only smart, skilled people on the planet. There's smart, skilled people in a lot of other places too. For example, so this primary arm Cyclops Gen 2 right here, it's made in China. You know what? I will take that made in China optic that is of superb quality, does exactly what I want it to do, and will serve me perfectly well and do everything I need to do with it with no qualms whatsoever. And you know what? If the little Chi-Com buggers want to ever come over here and do something, I'll be more than happy to use all the stuff that they made for me against them. I got no qualms with that. I'll wear my made in China boots that are working great and use my made in China optic and send them back across the Pacific. So where am I going with all that? Okay. People get on this hypocritical high horse about not touching foreign made stuff, specifically China, and it's such a misnomer. Like, I'm not supporting Chinese by buying a Chinese made optic. Well, you know what? I'm supporting all the people in Texas that work for Primary Arms. That's who I'm supporting. There's a lot of Americans that get a paycheck from Primary Arms from me buying that optic. Every time I place an order with Primary Arms, there's people in Texas, red-blooded Americans, that get a paycheck because of my orders. So look at it that way. secondarily, it ties in, part of this whole thing ties into the whole pores thing, which I've talked to you guys about before. Need more caffeine. Fly, me and you are about to have it out. I guarantee you I'll win. People get wrapped up in this whole, the pores, people buying lower end stuff, Primary Arms, Palmetto State Armory, yada yada. You know what? That is nothing more than people trying to feed and stroke their own ego. They won't admit it, they won't say it, but that's all it is. Years ago, and I remember when it started, the whole thing started with the making fun of the just as good as thing. When people say, well, yeah, this is just as good as something else at a quarter of the cost. We know what? It's been proven that that's true, because sometimes some things literally are just as good as something else. And in some cases, they're better than other things. So, yeah, just as good as often is. It's a thing. Really is. It's fun to be all, what's the word I'm looking for? To be all hoity-toity with your super, name brand cool guy stuff that, if you were honest, you only bought it because somebody somewhere that's cool guy said that's what they use and you're mimicking them. I know most of you won't admit that, but that's okay. Now, that's not to mean that there's not a lot of crap out there that's pure junk that people say, oh, this is just as good as something else, when it's not. But the problem comes when people apply that as a blanket terminology to everything. It ain't true. There's crap, and then there's good stuff that just costs less than other things. Don't be afraid, guys. Don't be afraid of somebody making fun of you for your no-name brand rifle with your less than tier 1 optic, when you've went out and put the rounds through it, got the training time in with it, and you know the gun works and you can hit what you want to hit with it. Because at the end of the day, yours is going to do the same thing theirs does. And if that's what you can afford, then rock out with it. It's far better to have what you can afford and be well set up and well trained than to have, what somebody arbitrarily says. And yes, I know they'll try to throw out the numbers and paper statistics and everything else. You know what? If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You can take all the papers and numbers and throw that away. Statistics can be used to prove anything you want. But yeah, don't be afraid, guys. Get what you want to use. Get what you can afford. That's the best quality you can afford within your budget. And don't worry about where it's made. I wish we lived in a perfect world. I wish we still had all the manufacturing here in America that we used to have. I wish we made all this stuff at prices that we could still afford. I mean, if this said made in Texas on it and cost the same price, I would buy them in a heartbeat. In fact, I'd probably buy 2 just because. I'd find a way. But as it is, it's made somewhere else. Doesn't change the quality. Doesn't change the fact that it works. And I'll use it to do just what I need it to do. And so can you. So anyway, boy, we just got off all over the page on stuff today. My wife made a good batch of coffee, so kudos to her. Have I bored y'all enough? Let me see. Trying to think what else. I'm looking at my stack of stuff over there. Need to get some scenario vids done for y'all. I got where to cover the boot vids and ruck vids, and so yeah, a lot of stuff coming, guys. I just don't know how quick I'll be able to get it to you. So I'll do what I can as I can. But make sure you're out there training. If you can check out the news on a daily basis and don't feel a very, very strong driving urge to get more training and get better ready, better prepared, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. Things are progressing at a geometric rate, and unfortunately it looks like this train's heading only one direction with no turnoffs, and there's only one way it ends. The question is, how quickly do we get there? And that nobody knows. So, alright, I'll leave you all alone for now. If you've made it this far, as always, thank you. I appreciate your time. Take care, stay safe, get trained, get ready. Always ask yourself, are you ready? I'll see you later.